Okay, come on. Let's get this done. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to Starlight Activation. I'm Anthony, and I had really just a quick video. I hope you guys are watching these videos in the order that I'm posting them, because they are sequential to where I do talk about something previously that's in a video that kind of will make sense as you go along, because I'm really doing this like a video diary of what I'm going through and what I'm experiencing. So what we're going to talk a little bit about today is, can you argue with your guides? Okay, for me, it is a resounding yes, you can argue with them. I have had several times already, just in the short course of me waking up, where I have had at least 3 major episodes of me blowing up and ranting and raving and sometimes cursing at my angels because of things that weren't going the way I thought they should be going, or I didn't understand what's happening, or why something was happening, or why something was allowed to happen. I know it's kind of vague, but if you feel the need, that is the safest place for you to rant and rave. I believe I'm still under, or I was still under the influence of the dark night of the soul. Because even as of just yesterday, I tried to go to my favorite park, and I was prepared to do a prayer meditation. And normally, I think I've said this on videos, I go to a park where it has a rotunda where you can drive around. And so it's easy to walk around the rotunda in the middle of a park. And it's very, very serene, very private, very quiet. And I love the trees that are in there. I go there and I talk to the trees. I talk to Mother Nature. I talk to all my guides. And usually I go around 3 full turns. And that ends up being around 40 to 45 minutes. Well, not yesterday. Yesterday, I started pacing and my voice started getting louder, and I started getting really frustrated, and I started venting all my frustrations, and I then started going around in my normal routine, and I had to go 5 times, not 3 times. So I did 2 extra times, and the whole thing was just about me complaining. It was about complaining about everything, not feeling connected, not feeling like myself, feeling like I had been abandoned and left out. I did not know the reason why things are happening still. I did not know why some of the visions I had turned out incorrect from my perspective. And I just wanted to put a total halt on watching any of the channelers that I've been watching, because I felt like the message content was there, but specifics were not. And maybe I was misreading some of the signs, and I just felt disconjointed. Or I think, as my mom would say, disembobulated. Combobulated, I think is what she used to say. So I had a really, really tough prayer meditation where I laid it on the line. I said, look, I don't want to have to go and listen to a channeler. I want my messages delivered direct to me. I want to understand exactly why. And I had something very, very specific. I don't shy around not telling you guys what it is. Back in 2010, I ended a relationship, I think it was 8 or 9 year relationship. And when this person left my life, after we split everything up, this person got back into my home with a moving truck and took everything out except the furniture he couldn't take, which was a massive bedroom set. Took my artwork, took everything. Then, if that wasn't bad enough, took my car, stole my car, robbed my house, then got 18 credit cards in my name, plus got a car loan. So since we lived together, the police report did nothing to help. It didn't help me with anything. I couldn't get anything back because we had lived together. And who could prove ownership? You can't prove ownership. This is before gay rights. I had gay marriage rights. So it was my word against theirs. But I did get to file a police report. Now, going forward until this time span, that was in 2010. And by the way, it took me 5 full years to clear my name off debt-wise off of these accounts. It took 5 full years. And I'm not talking just every once in a while working on it. I'm talking about constantly working on it because no one believed me. Everyone believed that I was part of the scam, that I was trying to scam. They did not realize that no one knew that the person that I was with had a criminal background and it had been whitewashed because of his age. And he had a former business where it was money laundering. He had a best friend that was murdered. He's had plenty of past employers that had massive embezzlement from their company. I'm talking like $75,000 and up. And I would get frequently visited from the FBI and the postmaster because of fraud charges that kept creeping up with this person's name. So when I say I went through a very, very rough time when I left that relationship, this is no joke. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. And it took every bit of courage I had to rebuild my life, and it took a long, long time. The next time I was even able to get my own home was it took another 15 years. It took me 15 years to be able to rebuild back to get a place of my own because my credit had been destroyed with all of these fraudulent charges against them. So that being said, I had a major upset with the divine themselves, that how is this person allowed to live their best life, living a very wealthy lifestyle, living on both coasts of the United States, jetting around all over the world. You can see it all on Facebook, which is the reason why I quit Facebook. I quit Facebook because I did not want to see this. It was on my news feed because we had shared a phone number before. So you know how Facebook always puts people on there that has a known connection. So I actually canceled Facebook. And I'm kind of happy I did because I was tired of a lot of the crap that you see on Facebook about people posting their fake lives on there, you know, the perfect photo of this and the perfect photo of that, when you in reality know it's not like that at all. And I'm sure his life is not like that at all. But it irritated me down to my core that I could see that he's traveling all over the world and he's living a very high lifestyle, remodeling 2 houses on the coast at the same time. Now, where he got this money from, I can suspect. But he's got a lot of money now. And he's got a little young thing that's his partner in all his photos that have surfaced just recently back on Facebook. So he took a hiatus because he was wanted for charges other places, and now he's decided to go back public again on Facebook after all this time, which really is quite disturbing to me because it was thrust in my face and I had to deal with it. And so part of that, I think, is what triggered my dark night of the soul, is because here's someone that I would have thought would have been taken care of. I was actually told by a psychic years ago that just looked at me in a room and said, honey, he'll never be able to hurt you again. He will be in prison one day. Well, I'm still waiting for that. I'm still waiting for that day that he's going to go to prison for the crimes he's committed in his past, or maybe something that's new. That's part of it. So when I give you guys examples of how I know that I've been very close to people that were truly evil, he's one of the people that I was close to because he confided when he would have alcohol in his system that his best friend was haunting him, and his best friend was murdered. And he was a suspect, but he was never charged. So we could never move into anything that was not brand new because he was so terrified of a home being haunted. I don't think he realized that you can be haunted anywhere you go, and that she's probably still haunting him right now because she doesn't have justice. They never found her killer. So anyway, that's another digression, but that's something that was in my core system that made me really upset when I saw this lavish lifestyle compared to how I'm struggling now and trying to be my best self and trying to live in my light, to speak my truth, and to do the work that I'm called to do. But to see that as a juxtaposition against what I'm doing right now really threw me off the deep end. And the whole thing that kind of like didn't make sense to me is that I've been promised that my current relationship, I was a twin flame, but my twin flame did not show up for the mission, if you guys understand that. This is someone who did the breadcrumbing and love bombing, and I was a third choice. I was never his first choice. He wanted a green card, and I paid for that. And it's ironically the one person that I loved most out of all the people I was ever with. There's something about his soul that I fell in love with. And it hurt me really, really deeply that the person I dated didn't show up for the marriage. So that's a whole nother concept. So the whole thing about the readings that I've had is that this person would not be allowed to come forward with me. This relationship has to end because I'm supposed to be elevated and working on my mission. And this person is so deep in their ego that they would actually bring me down, and it would make it impossible for us to be together. And I realized that. I know that. I knew that before I began to wake up. I just knew instinctively that I had to end the relationship. So that process started 2 years ago when I left the state we were both living in together, and I came to the Midwest here in Texas to get away from it. And started that part of that process was me claiming myself again, instead of trying to always please other people. You know, when you're a Cancer born, that's kind of like you're ingrained in, is you're the people pleaser. You're the one that loves the hardest of the zodiac signs, and you won't stop. You won't give up. You'll always try something new. You think you think of the challenges. You don't think of the hard part of the challenge. You think about the reward. And so I finally woke up and I thought, the person I need to be focusing on is me, not this relationship where I was a third party and he thought I would just be there always whenever he needed something. That's not the case. But he also took money from me as well. And so the whole part of this divine providence, divine timing, divine justice, balance in the universe it's really just talking about my husband. It has nothing to do with the past relationship where I felt was a lot more damaging and required a lot more effort on my part to rebuild my life. And so I was questioning, why wasn't that part of my justice? Why wasn't that individual being held accountable for the destruction that he caused, not just to me, but everyone in my orbit around me that loved him and helped him, and everything we found out was a lie. And so I couldn't reckon with that. That just didn't compute with me. It just did not make sense to me. And then another piece is this channel itself. I have been guided to step out on this platform, that there is a place for my voice, and that this is necessary. Well, I've done what I thought my collective and I did. I thought a great video out there. It's one of the most beautiful videos I've ever posted. And you guys know about my other channel. I've done over 300 videos on that channel. I know how to do a video. That part's not the hard part. Me talking is not the hard part. Me talking is the easy part. The hard part is reaching my intended audience. My other channel hasn't even done that, but that channel is new as well. This channel, though, when I put the video out there, I had really high hopes because, the YouTube algorithm is based on SEOs, and I chose SEOs very specific to Lightworkers and flatline. Actually, got something on me. Zero views whatsoever. And I was really gut punched because I expected more. I expected to start out the gate by using the right SEOs. Because, when I learned on my other channel, my aquascaping channel, I kind of learned, well, you got to do this, 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 and this. So when I built this channel, it was challenging because I had to merge the two together. That part was challenging. And how to get a video from one to the other. That was challenging. Okay, there is something on me. But what I thought would be the reward for that would be that I would have some actual viewership out there. Nothing, crickets. So that caused me to have just that I wanted to do nothing. I wanted to give up. That's honestly, I wanted to give up. I wanted to give up. I did not believe the readings were true to me. I didn't feel the content fit me. I did not feel closest to my guides. I felt alone. I felt isolated again. I felt like I was going through a mini version of the Dark Night of the Soul again. And so I had actually had a prayer this morning, I think it was, where I said, you know what? I just don't want to listen to any more videos. I followed up to last night's. I don't want to listen to any more videos. I want to know direct. Why can't you just tell me direct? Send me direct. Send it in a dream. Tell me in a dream where I can remember this. Why? Oh, there was another major part of this I forgot to mention. Why my third eye visions of my kingdom spouse that's supposed to be coming forward is not interested in me, because I got clarification he's not. I was shown this individual. I was shown our connection. I was shown our passion as if I felt it, like live. And it was amazing. I had these 3D visions of being inside his home, walking through his home. We were entertaining people. I had already moved in, apparently. And he had built me a studio for aquascaping. And so this person showed up on my dating grid for one of my dating app. And I had been encouraged to put myself out there. So I created a profile, and specifically spiritual. It has nothing about me sexually in there. It's about my spiritual journey and what I'm looking for in a spouse, a kingdom spouse. And so I saw him, and I reached out to him after I knew about him on June the 20th. He popped up on my dating grid 2 days later, so on June 22nd. I waited until last week to contact him, and I just asked him if I could ask him a question, and he said yes. What is it? He just said yes. He didn't say what it is. He said yes. And so I asked him, was this particular letter in his name? And he just said not me, or no, or something like that. And I read his energy, and I knew it couldn't be him, because my kingdom spouse would not have that negative energy that this gentleman had. It's the first time I've ever read energy through a text. So I was kind of surprised I could do that. I enjoyed doing it because I felt it immediately. I just knew immediately it wasn't him. So then I felt disillusioned that the images I had been sent. Now, the guy on the dating grid is this guy. It's the same, down to the hat he's wearing in one of his photos, down to the hat. Same hat I saw in my vision. And so Metatron is responsible for third eye visions, and Metatron never answered me why I was given those visions, and that's not the person. And someone whispered one night this gentleman's name, and that's how I knew what his name started with. And he said his name didn't start his name, and he indicated no interest in me. So that was just like another slap in the face. That was just like, oh, you think you're going to get this? So if you watch the Dark Night of the Soul video, you know what I said in there about that. The voices that were telling me is that I was not talking to the divine. I was not talking to angels. I was talking to demons impersonating angels. And so, I kind of had to relive that again. I had to feel like, oh my God, I'm not worthy. What the heck am I doing? Nothing is working out. I've been doing the same thing, the same work, and I'm spinning my wheels. And I've started this new channel, which is even more difficult than I thought, because now I'm responsible for content on 2 channels, because I'm not giving up aquascaping. It's my passion. And I love being able to communicate spirit-wise. So I don't want to give it up. But I said very clearly in my prayer meditation that I don't want to do it if it's for nothing. I mean, it's too much energy being exposed. I can focus more on work and paying my bills, because like a lot of people out there, I work pretty much paycheck to paycheck. And to be able to afford something for the aquascaping side, which is expensive, I have to work more hours. And that means that some things, like on my credit card, don't always get paid. So I've amassed a lot of debt because of it. So now I need to refocus back on working so I can get my debt down. But that's another side note. So that's just kind of the things that happen in life. And especially when you feel called to step up for your challenge and your mission, and you want to do your mission, and you want to be successful in your mission. But when you feel like you're being derailed and like the rug is pulled out from under you, and like you have no support system, it's not a good feeling. It's a crappy feeling. And so I just really let them have it. I let them have it. So today, I have to go buy some food items I have a trip tomorrow. And I try to bring as much food as possible because sometimes we get in too late and there's no food available. So we kind of have to prepare for, the worst case scenario. And I even said today, I don't even want to watch a video because I don't think it's going to help me. I don't feel connected anymore. I don't feel like, I said, I'll keep doing my videos like I was before. I said, I can go back to doing that. I can be alone. I can be alone and be fine. I don't need someone else. I can be a hermit and be working on myself and do my videos and be just fine. That was my take on it. Just fine. So there was one video that was nagging at me. One person that I really love their channel. They do pick-a-cards. And if you guys don't know about this, it's at least 4 cards, sometimes 3, sometimes 5, but usually it's 4. 4 cards, and you choose a card that resonates with you. And I'm spot on. Let me tell you, my intuition, my guides, they know exactly the card I'm going to pull because every time I have done one of her readings, and sometimes they're like a month apart, I'm like, oh, wow, that is straight up exactly for me. That is straight up exactly. That's how I learned confirmation that I was a Sirian Starseed, because I picked the card that was for not just Sirian Starseeds, but of the collective, which evokes even more like age and higher knowledge of wisdom and possesses more gifts than you can possibly imagine. I even said that today in one of my prayers that I've since had this afternoon. I said, I know that I have more gifts that I'm to receive, and I don't even know what my I think I said my worth is. I don't know what my worth is yet because I haven't been shown it all yet. But I know there's more greatness out there. So needless to say, I was fixing something to eat. I turned on the video, and from the first words out of their mouth, I felt like they were talking specifically to me. It described every feeling I had, every single word that I had said on the Dark Night of the Soul video and this one. We're right there at the very beginning. You feel like this. Bam, 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 bam. Your guides are trying to tell you this. Calm down. Quit worrying. Quit overanalyzing. Okay, sorry. I do overanalyze. It's very analytical. That same analytical is the part that makes me really good at answering questions and helping people. But when it comes to me, I do not know how to shut it off. And it will keep going and going and going and going, like a little Energizer bunny. The bunny never runs out of juice. That's how my brain works sometimes. So I immediately felt a sense of relief because I knew this was my reading. This is something that was directly coming straight to me. This was not a chance. Because the card I picked resonated with me. That's where it starts. But the resonation really is your intuition. And your intuition really are your guides. Rarely have I ever said, my intuition comes from me. My intuition comes from my hierarchy. That comes from my archangels, my posse angels, my ancestral angels, the divine, Gaia, China, William, my fur babies, and the white phoenix, which is my spirit guide. My guides placed that video on my feed, front and center, first thing that popped up when I turned my television on. And the first card is the one that drew me to it. And I looked at the other cards and they did not resonate. The first card resonated with me, so I let the video play and I was in shock by what happened. It went on to say that Everything, yes, of course, is divine timing, but this period that I'm going through is necessary because it has to build me up for the next level. And so I have to purge this negative energy that I was embodying, and it was stated specifically. So after the video, after I ate, I needed to go to PetSmart to replace one of the little 5-gallon tanks I had bought the day before, because I'm getting ready to do a rainbow series of tanks. And so I went to my local PetSmart that's closest to me, where they're super, super nice. And they're so nice. And I do the donation where you buy the stuffed animal, the stuffed toy for a child in need for the holiday season, and then a donation goes to like an animal shelter. And so I did that, and I'm walking out with it, and I get into the car, and I just noticed everything was different. Everything was different. I just noticed that, oh my God, the darkness was gone. What I had felt, even, it started to lighten up when I was watching the video itself of the pick a card. It started lightening up then. I could feel the ease coming up. And what I didn't tell you guys is today, this morning, I went out into the grounds here on my complex, and I tried to ground myself through Gaia and Mother Earth. And I actually laid down on the ground, and I'm going to describe how it felt. The ground where I chose to lay down is not flat. It molded to my body, if that makes sense. It felt like I had laid on a mattress that just conformed to me. And it was very comfortable. I could feel the energy all around me. I could feel the sun coming through to my root, my head chakra. And I could feel that energy coming into my body. It was like elevating my light. It was like powering my light. It was like my light source was getting energized again, and I felt normal again. And I haven't shared with you guys the first time that I saw my light, that the divine showed me my light. But I know that my light goes to the core of the earth and goes all the way to heaven. That's how bright my light is. And so what I saw today was, I had my eyes closed with sunglasses on, and normally the sun is yellowy. Today it was white. All around me was white, and I just knew that was my light, that I was being re-energized. I could feel the warmth flowing into my body, the energy flowing into my body. And so that started to help the process. And then I saw the video, and then I went to PetSmart, and when I came out of PetSmart, everything was fine. Everything was fine. I get into my car, and I immediately start to talk about the experience I had at PetSmart, and called everyone in for a really quick prayer meditation. And I said, I know I'm going to start to cry. And I did. I started crying immediately. I couldn't even get the word start to cry out without crying. And then I started crying. And then I apologized for the way I've been behaving, and for what this dark cloud had done to me, because it was imposed on me. I know it must be some type of a test. It's a test to deal with those last bits of negativity. And during this prayer meditation, I specifically prayed really, really hard with Archangel Michael to remove these feelings and this dark energy and these dark thoughts from my being. They do not suit me. They don't help me in any way. They need to be removed, and they need to be gone. And I've started doing this thing where I don't understand why I'm doing it, but I'm going like this. It's like I'm pushing. It's like there's energy coming from my hands, and I'm pushing it out to the universe. And I did it, like I only did it with one hand because I was driving. I was like, I'm pushing this out. But it's like this. I'm doing it like this. It's the third time I've done it when I'm trying to communicate with getting rid of something. I don't know. It's just something instinctively that I need to do. It's like there's power in this, that I'm taking it, it's going through my palms, and it's going out. And as soon as I did that, then I was able to talk to Metatron, and I said, I don't know why these images turned out the way they did, but I'm sorry if I've offended anyone. And by, arguing with people, I said, but you know what? We're in the ego here, and we have only limited information. We don't know the divine picture. You guys are all privy to the divine picture. We are not. We are living every moment. And I think I even said, when I was really, really mad, I said, I find it really hard to believe that I signed up for this mission, because I have found out that on my home planet, I decided to sign up for this mission. I decided to be a warrior on the ground, and I decided for a dual mission. But I also think I signed up that I would be reconnected with a soulmate, which should be my divine masculine coming in. I know that we have been together many, many lifetimes before, and we try to find each other because our souls connect. It's like we connect together. Now, I don't know yet if we're twin flames or not. A couple of readers have said that the person I'm supposed to connect with will be another light worker and will want to foster and help my work grow. I thought that meant through the channels, that, taking this to the next level, being able to talk to more people, maybe doing, live sessions and having it produced, because I can't do everything all by myself. And I thought maybe that's what it meant. I don't know. So I'm not sure about what actually technically entails, but I can just tell you that it's okay to voice your frustrations and your concerns. Your angels and your guides will answer you. They will find ways to communicate with you, whether it's through a dream, a song, a movie, a video clip. Mine's always been about video clips popping up on YouTube, because I don't subscribe to any other station. I don't subscribe to a channel. So I get a lot of my stuff off top of YouTube, and then I watch Netflix. But I haven't been watching Netflix at all because, there's nothing on there to watch anymore, because I get my services free. And so anytime I want to watch something that's really cool, it's always ad supported, and they don't allow ad supported movies on the members that have their free status. So I don't even watch it on there, though. So basically it is like YouTube. That's where it comes through, and it always pops up on my video feed as first and foremost. That's how I know the importance of it. It's showing up there, and I was told today that the divine has the ability to use anybody to get a message through to you. So it could be someone saying something in a conversation that's saying something that's relevant to what you need to hear, whether it's not related to you or not. And also the synchronicity in numbers. I kept seeing the same numbers again. And when I woke up from the video that I had the breakthrough, and for the dark night of the soul, I did the time stamp, and I said it's either 143 or 144. Well, today I was told it was 44. That it technically was 44. That came through on my video. 44, that's significant. 144, that's when it came in. So, yes, I am living proof. It's okay to argue with them, but it's also okay to give that up if it does not serve you. That's the one thing I want you to take away from this, is that when you're feeling lost or confused or whatever, you don't have to be stuck in that. You need to find your way out, and you need to ask for help if you can to get your way out of that. Because if it's like a dark night of the soul, you've got to learn from that. So you've got to process those feelings. When I processed my feelings during the first episode, I was bawling like crazy, because I knew while I was processing those feelings, because they're real fears I have. And this time when it happened, it was reliving some of those fears, but in a new way, like, oh, you're worthless, like someone is telling me that I'm worthless, except it was still coming out of my mouth. So I still had to deal with it. I didn't deal with it completely. And if you remember, if you watch that video, you know that it says on there, a dark night of the soul does not just last one day. It can last a few days, and for some people, it can last years and decades. Just depends on how your ability is to recognize it and try to move past it, try to grow from it. So your big takeaway is to combat those negative feelings, is to be thankful for everything you can be thankful for. So let me give you an example. Like when I'm at work, I'll be thankful for a crew that gets along well together, where everyone's in a good mood and the energy is happy. I will be thankful that a flight takes off on time, because nobody wants to be sitting at the gate. I will be thankful to not have turbulence. I will be thankful that my passengers are all happy. You know, so, and I do that throughout my day. I'll just say internally how I'm thankful for something. And I have been doing this for years. Before I even woke up, I would always be thankful for a sunrise or a sunset or something I saw beautiful. I would say, thank you, Lord, that is beautiful. Especially a sky, it's beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you for that miracle. But it's always very internal. It's okay if it's internal. You don't have to say it out loud. Your guides will still hear you. Your guides can hear you, and they can hear your thoughts. So the things that come through your brain, they can hear all that. So keep that in mind, that you want to keep your thoughts as energetic as you can and as in a thankful mode as you can, to show you are still trying to ascend to that next level if you're the one who is waking up and you want to get out of the situation you're in. Like, let's say you want a better job. You want a higher paying job. You want a different kind of job. You want a different place to live. You need to start putting thanks into everything that you do in your daily life that you're already thankful of, and project that you're already in that energy of being thankful that you're going to be guided to something that's going to change for you. It doesn't mean it's going to be given to you automatically. You're still going to have to do the work on it, but make sure you're thankful in that process, because then it's all about love and energy flow. It's not about really anything else from what I can gather. It's about love and energy flow. And if you have love in your heart and you're allowing that to flow out and you're giving it out to the universe with the people you interact with, that's a big part of it. That's you helping humanity. That's you elevating humanity. Like the way I do it at work as a flight attendant. You know, you've all been on planes before where you're sitting in a row, it's three, and there's one aisle in the middle and the seats are tiny, and maybe you're too big for that seat, or you're crushed in that seat, or you're a tiny person in the middle seat and you got two big people on both sides of you. It's uncomfortable. Somebody might smell, somebody might be farting, somebody might be snoring. You know what I'm talking about. Or you might be sitting on the last row of the airplane by the lavatories and you smell all the smells that come out of the lavatory. You still need to say, I am thankful that I got on this flight, I'm getting to my destination, and that could be in your mindset. I'm coming through though, and I've got a smile on my face. I want to engage with you. That's how I'm giving it back. I'm trying to engage you in conversation. I'm trying to give you 30 seconds of happiness and to make a joke, so that it will lighten your mood, and hopefully that will carry forward. That's my gift. That's what I'm doing at work specifically. I try to touch the lives of the people I am around. And I do it with my crew, and I do it with my passengers. I do it sometimes in the airport. So that's just kind of to give you a real world example of what I'm doing. So I hope this video has put some concerns to rest about, no, you're not always going to have a touchy-feely experience with your emotions and with your guides, but they're here to advise you and to protect you and to help you. For me, I know it comes a lot through my intuition. I don't know how it is for everyone else, but you should have some type of an idea of how you're getting your information, what type of downloads that you're getting. But as always, any questions, please put your comments down there. If you found this video to be cool or like that, or you want to see more of it, you know, I'm going to do more videos, whether you subscribe or not. It doesn't really matter to me. I've been told to do it. I'm going to do it. I hope the channel, gets big, and I hope it gets popular, and I hope a lot of people see this. If it doesn't, it'll just be you and I. And that's okay. As long as one person gets this message, that's all it takes. It takes one person to make a change. So start with you today. Make that positive change. And I will see you either in the air or on my next video update. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.